You heard the latest?
Ooh, child, I knew that was true from the moment my auntie's friend's cousin sister told me.
The talk. Here's what's trending.
In my opinion, Think Different TV's LaShia.
What's up, everyone out there? This is LaShia, creator of Think Different TV, which airs Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Think Different TV's Player Pass game show, which airs Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel. And this is In My Opinion with Think Different TV's LaShia. Let's get into it. Is this curry a little too spicy for spilling the tea? In an August 2025 appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Ayesha Curry shared candid reflections on her early views about relationships and family.
Okay, 4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
Well, it's so interesting you say that because I want to talk a lot about that today because I relate to you in that way. Like, I really, really never thought I was going to get married. I'm like, there is actually no way that's ever going to happen. And then it happens and you're like, maybe I didn't know myself that well. And it's like, no, you knew yourself when
In the same interview, she acknowledged the challenge of maintaining her individuality while being married to a global sports icon and raising 4 children. Some fans accused Ayesha of being ungrateful or embarrassing Steph Curry by expressing regret or frustration. Critics questioned her sincerity after she posted romantic and family-themed photos on Instagram shortly after the interview aired. Many defended her, calling out the misogyny in the backlash. She's trying to have a layered conversation about finding your identity, but y'all too stupid and biased to digest the talking points, one ex-user tweeted. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas also publicly supported her. She didn't see herself married or with kids. She's saying she had dreams and sacrificed them, he said. Content creator and influencer Fumi Ford weighed in with this to say.
And the reason why y'all are mad about what Ayesha Curry said in her interview is because you're a fan of Steph Curry. She's his wife. Now, mind you, I wouldn't have went and said all that because my marriage and my relationship is just not something for y'all to be talking about. So I'm not going to give you something for you to talk about. But at the end of the day, this woman lives with this man day in and day out. If she is telling her truth and saying, hey, I didn't want to be married, this is something that just happened to come because I found this man, I loved him. I didn't want to have kids before I met him. I wanted to be a woman that was career driven, this. If she's saying that, that is her truth. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want kids. And then I met my man and now I'm married with 2 kids. A lot of y'all are upset because she wasn't treating Steph Curry the way you would have treated him as a fan. You idolize him, and that's okay.
Steph Curry has not made a formal statement, but defended Ayesha online. When rapper Killer Mike mocked Ayesha's comments, Steph replied, "Stay in your lane and let God keep blessing me like he is. We are good over here." Killer Mike later apologized, admitting he was wrong to comment on their marriage. In keeping with the topic of marriages, the Mathis Mathin, a story of love, challenge, and reconciliation. Married since 1985, Greg and Linda Mathis have shared over 40 years together. They have 4 adult children, and their relationship has been a cornerstone of Judge Mathis's public persona, often celebrated for its longevity and strength. However, in August 2024, Linda filed for divorce citing irreconcilable differences. The separation lasted 3 weeks, during which they remained under the same roof and maintained a friendship. Linda explained her decision was rooted in self-care. She said, I supported him always, and at that time I felt I needed to just take care of me. Judge Mathis acknowledged that neglect, not infidelity, was the issue. He said, neglect can create suspicion. If you're gone as much as I am, she has every right to suspect. The couple chose to rebuild their marriage, doing a lot of work to reconnect. Recently, they appeared on the Tamron Hall show.
How do you describe those 3 weeks?
Well, of course, they were devastating and felt like I did when I lost my mother. That's the feeling I had. And I'd do anything to get my mother back. So I did anything to get my wife back.
Linda, you were backstage when I asked Greg, what did you have in common with his mom? He said, y'all are very different. And I said, well, you know, they're strong women in different ways. Mm-hmm. I called him originally to talk with him, and he said, I got to wait on this one to say it was okay. Why did you find this to be the right time for you to talk about this?
As you mentioned, it's been a year now. And in that year, we did a lot of work. We learned each other again. We had enjoyed our time doing that each and every day. And it's just been progressively just great. I mean, every day it's been just wonderful.
Judge Mathis canceled speaking engagements and stayed home to prioritize Linda in their relationship. Their son, Greg Jr., expressed relief and joy over their reconciliation. He said, I'm so glad they worked it out. That was a lot to go through. In my opinion, we don't see enough of this. Everyone is ready to say deuces and on to the next. It's beautiful to see that the Mathises decided to fight for their marriage. Sad to say, but that is rare. He truly loves her enough to realize his part in their separation and work to correct it, not gaslight her into believing she is overreacting. I know it was a tough few weeks for both of them. I think what sucks is that the filing was announced to the world and by media. Don't you hate when things like that are public record? I'm sure neither one of them wanted to have to explain their marriage to anybody, let alone media outlets that thrive off the negative outcomes of others. I think the only good thing that came out of such a private matter being made public is that we can witness true love between two people willing to make it work in real time. So glad they are on a road of learning each other again and reigniting that flame. Now, from the flame to the fire, how did Ayesha's comments get so horribly taken out of context? She said she didn't think she would be a wife and mother. She said she thought she would be a career woman. There's nothing wrong with initially having a set goal for yourself. I think her parents were proud to have such a driven young lady as their daughter who wasn't worried about getting married and popping out babies while in high school or in college. She and I grew up in the 90s. At that time, the dynamic was changing. Women were becoming business owners and entrepreneurs. The days of longing to be a wife and mother weren't long gone, but it wasn't the only option either. Ayesha clearly expressed that's not what she saw for herself. But you know who did see that? The Creator. She loves Steph, and that's why she chose to walk this road with him. Yes, he asked, but she accepted. She never said she regretted her marriage. Where did y'all even get that from? Better yet, who is making these negative comments about what she said? I bet it's not married folks. At the end of the day, I feel people just want to have a reason not to like Ayesha. All she did was answer the question honestly. Was she supposed to be a good little Stepford wife and say, yes, it's always been my dream to push my dreams aside and be married with children? Let's be real, y'all. Quit thinking she's trying to embarrass her husband. And that was, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's LaShia. What's yours?